Living in the present, it's something I've never been particularly good at. Actually, if I'm being honest, I'm not even sure I understand how to. And we all know people that live in their past, reinventing ways to recreate things that have already happened. Or even worse, reliving their glory days like an old record looping over the same notes over and over again. But for me, well, I live in the future, consistently paranoid that my best days are behind me and perpetually trying to one-up the experiences of my past. It's not always particularly healthy, but I'm good at it. In fact, I've spent the last 38 years on this planet honing that skill, only to realize that it's probably the source of most of my anxiety. You see, it's somewhat of a double-edged sword. On the one side, it moves me forward, helps me slay the obstacles in my way, and what motivates our lifestyle. But on the other, I'm never content, always slightly agitated, and spend most of my time dodging the back edge of the blade in hopes that it doesn't bring me crumbling to pieces. I guess what I'm trying to say is that everything looks shiny and inviting from the outside, but the reality is we're all fighting our own silent battles, desperately trying to stay in the fight, and hoping that what lies ahead is better than where you came from.
But maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
I'm Jason, a wild adventurer, and this is my better half, Francesca. She's pretty much the glue that holds this little family together. Marley is my firstborn, and a little too smart for her own good if you ask me. Jax is my boy through and through. There's not a tree too tall or a trail too tough for this little adventurer. So this is the OXFamily, and the story of an ordinary family wandering this amazing planet in search of extraordinary places.
Your shadow stretching on the floor while the sun gets low. I got a feeling that the glow deep inside my core needs to breathe to flow.
Well, we'd made it just over halfway down through Baja into Guerrero, Negro, but not without its obstacles. You see, we'd lost our paddleboard, Marley's bike, and most importantly, our water heater went out, which means no hot water or showers. So although we could live without those things, we were only a day's drive from the border. So we decided to take the trip back to where we'd come from and spend a few days making the rest of our trip a little more enjoyable. It was a 3-hour drive back to where we started. We're actually headed back to the US to pick up some stuff. Oh yeah, and we lost Sis's bike. So we need to pick up the bike. We're about 8 hours from the border, and so we thought before we get too far away, pick up the last minute stuff that we need.
I don't have any food.
Alright everybody, that's a wrap. I feel run down, ran out, and cold in Baja, and we adopted Duke here. That's what I've decided to name him. We were retracing our footsteps and had already been to San Felipe, but we'd only spent one night there due to the rainy weather we brought with us. We were in no hurry to get back into the state, and we were getting used to the slower pace we adopted since we began in Mexico, so we decided to spend a couple days enjoying the sunshine and beaches before heading back across the border into Calexico, California. It's crazy, because while we're getting lunch, I realized that somebody's at our car washing our car, which is super nice of him, but I'm sure he wants some money. And It's just weird to me to do something without asking and then expect money for it. Yeah, it's weird. So, I mean, the truck needed it, let's be honest, but... No, español.
I make it a nice.
The names?
The size.
Really?
Eh?
7 minutes?
Uh-huh.
That's fast, man. How much?
The price is $8. I'm getting $5 now. 10 for sure.
All right. Well, we got tourist hustled for sure today. Super hustled. We had a guy cleaning our truck, which needed to be done, but he did kind of a poor job. And the other thing we needed to do is go to the bank to get some more money. These guys just hustled us out of all our pesos. We got a necklace and a bracelet for Marley and Jackson, and yeah. Now we're gonna head to the bank to get some more money.
This night will be okay. Waking up to another day.
All right. Well, we were attempting to have our first Baja grocery store experience, but for some reason they don't like kids in their grocery stores. Imagine it has something to do with COVID, but I don't know. I thought kids weren't susceptible or spread it. I don't know what the we're off grid out of the States. We don't know what the protocol is, and we don't speak the language, so we're learning a little bit at a time though. It's kind of fun, but yeah, no grocery stores. All right, we're off again. We are this time headed to meet up with some RVer friends that Mama Ox has been talking to. So we're gonna go have a play date with the kids, see some other traveling families,
I saw a street dog.
and yeah,
I saw a street dog.
drive around a little bit, I guess.
And it was on like.
A big part of travel is the people and friendships you make along the way, and for us, it's what keeps it interesting. Of course, it's also about the scenery and the culture, but without the connection to the people around us, it's kind of an empty endeavor, and Mama Ox has been making sure our cup stays full. So we made our way to visit Mel, Luke, Jason, Tori, and their families in an RV park that looked more like a scene from The Walking Dead than the luxury campground it was in the 80s. I can only imagine what it looked like in its heyday. Tourists running around, a beautiful pool with a cabana bar, tennis courts, and now all that's left is remnants of a better time and a stunning view. So we spent the evening enjoying the company of new friends and old memories. So apparently back in the heyday, this was a happening place. It's got a pool and a hot tub, and there's like a clubhouse up here, but it's pretty crazy to see it all derelict and broken down like this. I'm sure in its heyday this thing was pretty awesome. You gotta watch out for that chupacabra.
When lights go out, you're in my mind.
Look at that.
I close my eyes, so it's just you and I.
That's cool.
And I tell myself,
Gracias.
you'll be back.
Alright, it's Friday.
again.
I got my video out, and now we're just chilling. And I've been kind of craving some, like street fruit. like I have in my hand here. And so a guy came by and
Okay.
Mama Ox said no, and I was like in the trailer and I saw him and I was like, ooh, fruit, I'm coming out. So I came out. Yes, there you go. Yep, you got it. Squeeze it. Is it hard? Good stuff. In our travels, occasionally we run into people who are hard to wrap your mind around, and Tony is one of those friends. We pulled in next to him at our camp spot, and right away I knew he was one of those people with a bit more depth and experience than most, but at face value, he was unassuming at best. He lived his life on his own terms and chased what made him happy, but had a whole nother life before. So like most of us wayward wanderers, when the call became too much to ignore, he left it all behind to travel the world and pursue his passion for fishing. His kindness drew us in right away, and without much of a choice in the matter, he decided why give a family a fish when he could teach us to fish and feed us for a lifetime. So we headed to the sea to learn from a man we would all be lucky to call a friend. Alright, I want you guys to meet Tony. And Tony is a consummate fisherman. He's going to teach us how to fish. We've had our fishing gear now for probably 8 months, but we don't really know how to fish. So he's gonna give us a lesson, and what do they say? Teach a man to fish and he'll never go hungry?
Or give a man a fish and he'll starve.
Yep.
Have the same difference.
Yep, same thing. So it'll be cool. Check out this spot though, Steve.
Tell Mama what you're doing.
Just keep walking.
So now that when I cast it, it's real. It'd been one hell of a good trial run, but it was finally time to head back to the States for a few days to regroup before taking off and truly exploring Baja. This lifestyle has a way of surprising you with all kinds of unassuming situations, and Tony was someone who left an impact on our family. It's been difficult at times, and I'd be lying if I said heading home had never crossed my mind, but I wouldn't trade any of it for the experiences like today. So Tony, wherever you are, just know that at least for me, there won't ever be a fishing trip, a cast, or conversation without me wondering where you are and wishing you the best.